back in the kitchen
for episode 3.
and this week, how has your week been?
Good. It's been hot this week.
Oh my gosh.
Weather's been a bit too much, not good for sleeping. Busy with work. Running still. That half is not far away.
Does that mean you're doing like half a run? Like, don't you feel like incomplete when you do it? It's like I've done half a run. It's half a marathon. You haven't really done the whole thing, have you? I don't know. I'm just...
Right. So
I'm just asking. Like...
So, right. Well, then you could say that if I do half a marathon...
You've done half of it.
Right. So what if I do half a marathon?
Well, I mean, why would you even do that?
Well, you got to get there eventually.
Yeah,
you
but
gotta build
apparently
up
you're
to-
not doing it that day,
you
are
gotta
you? You're
build
not
up
getting
to
there that
that.
day.
Oh wow.
This is not me.
How's that figure skating going?
Well, I'm not doing half a figure skate. I'm just not doing it at all because either you do it or you don't do it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
The run's going well
for half of it.
for half of it.
So you put on half the effort.
No.
So if you put in full effort, you could finish it.
This is true, but we're not going for a full. We're going for a half. So,
Who goes for half a pint? Okay, we'll carry on. Anyways, glad your training is going.
how's your
well.
week been going? What are you okay? What have you been doing?
I did the full week.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, I did the full week.
Better than last week when you probably did half.
Yeah, but I committed this week. Did the full thing.
Fantastic news.
It's been good. It's just actually just been a normal week. There has been nothing. I haven't done any DIY this week, but watch this space, getting back to it, and I will do the full DIY because nobody was started and not
I
finished.
feel like
it.
we should probably start the pod with what DIY you've
I don't know,
achieved
maybe
in
I
the
should
week.
rename this.
Maybe.
DIY your way to, I don't know.
Talk clean, build dirty.
Whoa, let's get this back on track. So, it's been a good week, but I have been wondering the whole week how your challenge has gone. So, because it's a big thing, isn't it? Like trying to fit it in around work. So, how has your week been? Did you complete the challenge? No pressure if you didn't.
So you set me a challenge of trying to or find a product that I use on a daily basis, look at the ingredients, see what it's rated, and then see if I need to change it. So I did do the challenge for you.
Okay.
And I picked a product which I use all the time, which is a multi-surface cleaner.
Nice. Well, I think we all use that every
We all
day,
use
don't
that.
we?
As you know, we're back in the kitchen.
It's the best place.
And we're always using a multi-surface cleaner in the kitchen.
Except under the microwave. Just saying, like, who uses it under the microwave? You
Why
always
don't-
go
why
around
don't-
the microwave.
Why don't you?
I don't know. I go around the microwave. Do you move the microwave to go under it?
What, like move it out to clean?
Yeah.
Well, probably not every day, but maybe
No.
once a month.
Oh, gee, I do it when we move the house.
Right. Great chat. Yeah.
This
I
is the
thought you
point
meant
where
like
all
when
the
you
subscribers
open
have
the
left.
when you open the microwave and you clean in the microwave. I thought that's what you meant. Like clean
No, I
in.
meant like lifting the thing. I think we're getting off topic here.
Okay, anyway,
let's talk
cool.
about
Let's
this.
bring it back.
off
Let's
the
bring
pod.
it back. So I went on the EWG website and scanned the product that I was using, and it was at a 7, and
That's so high.
that is really high. We're sitting in the very dark orange, nearly into the red, or it might even be red. I think it's just about 8, 9, 10 is in the red. Either way, not good. And when you think about that, on surfaces that you're touching. You're cooking your food. You may put your hands on the surface and you touch your face, body, mouth. That product, which is high in toxicity, I can't say the word. Say the word. Toxicity. Toxicity.
Beautiful.
That impact is going straight into your body, in your skin.
So then why do we lock the cleaning cupboard and say put it on a high shelf away from children?
Exactly. Read the ingredients. Read the ingredients on... sorry, they're not the ingredients. What it says on the back. What does it say? Keep out of reach. Lock away. Keep away from children and pets. Why?
Well, if you're going to spray it onto your surface, like you've just said, putting it onto your fruit and veg, that's where you prepare your meals. Put it onto the floor.
Yep.
That's where your children and your pets walk. One of the most absorbent surfaces is on our feet, which we're going to prove next week with a little video.
Watch this space.
It is hilarious. Might involve some garlic. But if we then lock the cupboards, unlock it, take it out, and you've actually said this to me, spray it onto our surfaces and then lock it back in the cupboard. Just think about that process that you're doing there. Makes no sense whatsoever.
Absolutely no sense. So I went back on and had a look because I was going shopping and I needed to find a product which I could just buy because having a 7 for a product that I was using all the time wasn't good for me. I didn't want that anymore. So I have bought another product which is rated a 4.
Good.
So although it's not perfect, as we mentioned last week, it's them small changes.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to reduce.
Good.
And now I'm ready to explore, which I know is something that you've already been doing, is making my own.
Yeah.
Which is probably really simple. But again, we're busy people. I need convenience and I don't yet have the time to be able to just make all my own ingredients and products to use. So I needed something that was better, but also convenient for me.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that you've actually completed that challenge. It's really, like you said, it's about the small positive changes that we can make one step at a time and seeing what we can swap rather than reinvent or cut out or, oh, well, I'm just not going to use surface cleaner, and just that's also not an option. So what can we do there to improve it? So this week, we're obviously going to talk about detox.
Which was our dirty word
Last week. This is such a popular buzzword. Like if you think detox, what do you think? If someone said detox to you, is that something positive, negative? Well, what do you relate it to?
From what I know now, my opinion's different to what it was. Okay. Detox is, ultra clean, perfect, healthy, remove everything. I'm uber healthy and clean and nothing's going to get me. Mm-hmm. Now, I would say my opinion has changed. And I think there's a huge myth behind the word detox and detoxification.
Totally. I mean, you can buy everything for detox. You can buy face masks for detox. You can buy creams for detoxing and juices for detoxing. And it's just about understanding, I think, what that means. If we're going to talk about toxins, what does detox actually mean? It's removing the toxins. And I think the biggest myth there is really that you need to do it for your body.
Agreed. And I think from some of the things that I've read is there's no such thing as detoxing. In especially in medical terms, it's all nonsense. Diet and exercise is the only way to get healthy.
Absolutely.
It's not through removing absolutely everything. There's so many myths and misconceptions of the word detoxing.
I think it's just become such a marketing myth. Yeah. This detox, especially when we've overindulged. I mean, I think the market just soars after Christmas when everybody's overindulged. That they now need to detox, get off alcohol, get off everything they've eaten, go green drinks and really detox. But you can buy everything from face masks to socks to detox.
100%. And though all those things, when you come back to let's go on a detox diet,
Yeah.
they're not sustainable, and they're certainly not a healthy approach.
No, because like you say, it's just not something that you can keep up. Because if you could, then why are we going back? Why is it this massive event that needs to happen now in our lives? Like, people actually go like, guys, I can't go out because I'm detoxing. What does that even mean? And I think that brings us to what detox actually is, and that's eliminating toxins and harmful substances from our body. And in medical terms, that's things like drugs, detoxing from a drug overdose or a substance overdose, and actually detoxing from what you've exposed your body to. And I think what gets lost here so much is that our bodies are naturally able to do that process. Our bodies naturally can detox, and they remove toxins every day, even when you're not thinking about it, and not even when you're having this big revelation after Christmas, I need to detox. Our bodies are able to do it. I mean, the skin, the respiratory system, or the lungs, the immune system, the kidneys, the liver, and our intestines all form our detox system. And they are amazing at what they do. And the whole process of going low tox is to support that process, not to do that process.
I read this article actually around that you should think about considering that you function like a sink. So when the drain is functioning properly, water can flow in and drain easily without any concern of an overflowing sink. Now consider that the water represents toxins. So toxins can be in the form of food and ingredients, air pollution, chemicals in household or beauty products, even relationships, self-talk, and habits. The toxins not only cause these toxic water to flow, but they also impact the drain's ability to function as they leave residue in the pipes, and they can also overwhelm our systems. So if you consider that same approach, if you're considering yourself as a sink, I know it's weird to say, but that's ultimately what's happening, but we can't see it. So before you know it, you're like a clogged drain and a sink filling to the brim.
Well, and then we're overwhelmed, aren't we? It's like, then we start seeing bad hair and nails and skin reactions, and feeling sluggish and brain fog and what have you, because we're full. We filled up.
And most people are living like this.
Totally.
And they don't know it. So their detox systems are overworked and undernourished, and the toxic overflow is causing symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, inflammation, skin issues, bloating, low self-worth, and more. And it's not the way that we're actually meant to live.
Oh my gosh, it really isn't. And to really think that you think, oh well, this is my life. And then you can understand why, when someone comes along, a marketing buzzword that says, here, I'll sell you this for $5, and you can detox your system and feel wonderful. And you do feel wonderful because all of a sudden you've stopped drinking alcohol, so your liver has less to do, and you've stopped eating all this processed food, so your intestines are having less to do, and all of a sudden your system gets a breather and you start feeling better because you've stopped putting in, like you say, into the sink all these things that can clog up.
But is it sustainable? Because you remove everything straight away.
And I think we always need
and then we revert back.
We need to stop talking about removing.
Yeah.
We need to start removing. Remove this, don't do that. Cut out this, cut out that, stop eating this, and start going, what can I add? Where can I swap and where can I add? Rather than cutting out, because that's negative. That's negative talk. And then we're getting into the toxic mindset side of things. So let's look at things that we can add, right? So go from a place of nourishment and a place of fulfillment and a place of overflowing goodness, rather than you can't and you shouldn't and don't. And so, I mean, our bodies are amazing. They're amazing at healing themselves. And if we nourish them with the right stuff, then we are going to feel better. And you're right, that absolutely has to do also with self-talk and how we perceive things as a positive or negative.
In a lot of deodorants, there is an ingredient which is doing things to our bodies that we don't see.
Mm.
And it's, what is it?
Magnesium hydroxide.
I see, you're the clever one in this
No, it's just about research,
relationship.
isn't it?
And what's that doing to us?
Well, it just blocks those pores, and then you can't sweat, and your skin, the way that it detoxes is to sweat. Now, if you're blocking those pores because you don't want to smell bad, you're actually blocking those pores and it can't detox. So you're actually stopping your system from getting rid of those toxins. And what ends up, it just carries on circulating in your body. Mm-hmm. So we need to find stuff that really supports what your body is doing anyways.
When I think of detoxing, I think, right, I'm going to, again, remove everything out of my diet and let's go on a juice detox. So that is probably one of the things that I have tried for probably 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Didn't satisfy me. And then I quickly just went back to food. However, when I have spoken to people who have done detoxes, they say they feel great for the first few days, then they go downhill and then they go up again. But then once they finish this detox, then they just go back to what they were doing before.
Yeah.
And actually, there could be a significant health disadvantage to doing that. If they're doing it for a weight purpose, they're going to put that weight straight back on.
Totally.
So I wouldn't say I've done a proper detox. What about you?
I think I've given up stuff like for Lent. Like, when people say, well, I'm not going to have alcohol for Lent or chocolate for Lent.
I bet that was tough for you, actually.
Actually, it was, but I no longer have sugar. So I have cut out sugar. And that has really been an all or nothing for me. And that was really hard because you think you're not having sugar and then you just go and eat something or cook something and then you look on the back, pasta sauce, bolognese sauce. Why is there sugar in bolognese sauce?
Yeah.
So I've done that, but more than that, not really. But then it's also, that's the marketing behind it, isn't it?
So do you have any examples that we could bring into our home that we could do quite easily?
Okay, so if you're drinking 2 bottles of wine, reduce it to 1.
Yeah.
So
white, red, which one? No preference?
No. So about reducing toxic load, right? So if you are currently smoking, reduce. If you're currently drinking alcohol, reduce.
But that's kind of like, basic. We all know it. It doesn't mean we'll do it.
No, but it's just about being aware of it, right? Because you don't have to cut it out. You just have to reduce. Let's talk about organic food.
Okay.
So we obviously like I mentioned earlier, we have systems in the body that detox. So if we can look at each one of those individually and help those do their job more optimally, then that's really going to help. So consuming organic food means that there's no pesticides on the food. And so when there's no pesticides, we're helping our intestines and our liver to actually flush what is in there. And so that's a big thing. And if you want to have a look at the EWG website, they talk about the dirty dozen, which is the most sprayed food. And then they also have the cleanest, which you can then eat that have not been sprayed. So that's a really good way to, if you're budgeting, to see where you want to place your value. So organic food is definitely the way to go. And if you can't buy organic, then look at the least sprayed food.
I suppose all those people that have got their own gardens are an absolute winner.
Honestly, amazing.
Growing their own veg and
that is
I don't
the
know about
dream.
Fruit because it's not best weather for here.
Yeah, but if you are growing your own food, that is obviously the best thing you can do because you know exactly what's going into that. Mm-hmm. Plants, right? We're talking about supporting the respiratory system, and that's the lungs and the air that we breathe has a lot of toxins in it.
Yeah, and I think I read something that maybe you sent me that plants can reduce 80% of toxins in the home. That's
Totally.
That's massive.
Just by adding plants. So just by going.
But you've got to keep them alive.
Well, there is that. Maybe that's a separate podcast. How to keep your plants alive. Yeah, so if you have plastic plants, next month, go buy one live plant and replace the plastic plant that you have.
Yeah.
That's 80% of toxins. Just reduce.
Are there any particular plants that you
Yeah,
can...
so one of the great ones is mother-in-law's tongue.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good one. The peace lily.
Yeah,
That's another one.
Peace lily. So I heard about that one, or not heard, read best air purifying houseplant. Literally rated
Amazing.
Very high
So
percentage.
if our listeners go onto Google and put in the NASA plant study, they'll come up with the top 10 plants that they researched.
I think peace lily was number 1 on there.
Yeah.
Also lavender. Well, we know about lavender oils, and that you could have that outside.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can actually have it indoors, but that helps reduce stress and promotes relaxation.
Absolutely. So put that into your bathroom or very well lit room. It needs sunshine, so that's helpful. But that's an easy way to purify the air that you're in.
And they look nice.
Absolutely. So that's a really good.
But we've got cats, so just be careful with the plants that you bring into your house, that if your pets like to jump up, that they can't really get access to them, because some can be poisonous. So just be careful.
Yeah, that's a good point. Then if we're talking about our skin, to help our skin, saunas, bathing. Really? Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Forcing you to sweat, right? So what we were covering up with deodorant, what we were talking about deodorant, when we go into saunas, we're forcing, it's like doing really intensive exercise, getting a good sweat on, that releases toxins. That's why we sweat.
Actually, coming back to a sauna, back to the pilot pod, when we went to Iceland, we went in this sauna which looked out over the sea. It was amazing.
She went to Iceland in the winter to sit in a hot sauna. That makes sense.
It was part of the Icelandic ritual. It was 7 steps. And yes, there was sauna involved in there.
That actually sounds magical.
It actually was incredible.
I'll have to put that on the travel list. Yeah, sauna, bath with Epsom salt. Fantastic. And if you don't have a bath and if you don't have a sauna, then just a bowl, put your feet in. Same thing, warm water.
So you can get those Epsom foot massages at the same time. Be great.
So just one step further. Exercise, obviously, to promote sweating 100%. Again. And then one of the most highly underrated detox and supportive methods for your body is meditation and breathing. Obviously, once again, supporting your lungs, but also supporting a positive mindset.
Breathing is a massive piece. There's been quite a lot of studies done on breathing, and there is so much we don't actually know about breathing.
I mean, that's why yoga, qigong.
Yeah, you need that breathing.
Tai Chi is
to
also
be able
effective.
to do that to the best.
Yeah. So really a lot of practical examples. And choose one. Choose one this week. Decide to go and get a plant.
Drinking water.
Drink more water to support your kidneys in the detox process. But just choose one. Just commit to one. Do one and see what then you do the next week. And it's really small steps, practical steps, inexpensive steps, right? It's not going to cost you anything to sit down and take some deep breaths or meditate and sit in silence for a bit. And that's really what we're all about. So, Jess, your challenge this week, after mentioning those practical examples, is you need to swap out one of your plants for a beautiful, green, living, breathing plant.
Challenge accepted.
And
I'll bring it to the pod.
Yeah.
Potty plant. And then when we're sat having a chat,
potty plant will join us.
Potty plant will join us in the kitchen.
Clean the air while we're sitting here.
Yeah.
So we'll need a name for that plant as well. So have a think about that.
What, me? Oh, you want me to name it?
Well,
okay, my challenge.
You can try.
Okay, my challenge back to you then. You
got
to name.
That was never part of it. Keith.
Original.
So that's all for this week on the Live Clean Talk Dirty. If you have any questions, we're only on episode 3. There's so much more to come, but we'd love to hear what questions you have on detox, non-toxic living, low toxic living, and what
not even questions. We could let us know what you're doing.
Yeah, what have you included, and what challenges do you have for Jess?
Brilliant.
We will see.
Hit us up.
Lots of challenges, please. We'll see you next week right here in our kitchen having a chat with us, and where we learn more about living a non-toxic, low toxic lifestyle. Till next week. Bye.